guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be showing you this 2022 G70. The G70 was facelifted for 2022, so I'm going to go ahead and show you all the features this one has. This one is the launch edition and this one is the 3.3 turbocharged V6. So I'm going to go ahead and show you all the features this one has. Under the hood, they're going to be a 3.3 turbocharged V6 that is connected to an 8-speed automatic transmission. This engine produces 365 horses and 376 pound-feet of torque. Fuel economy numbers are 17 in the city, 25 highway, and 20 combined. Here is a masterpiece sticker of this 2022 G70 launch edition. It does not have any packages, and the price on this one is almost $56,000. If you guys are curious about the color is called Melbourne Gray, and it does look very good. It does have this matte finish, and as I said, this one is the launch edition. It is the 3.3 turbocharged V6, and this thing sounds really good. But for 2022, Genesis changed or facelifted the G70, and it does look very good. It does have the separate headlight design, but I love the fact that it doesn't really look like the V80 and the G80. It does have the same exact separate headlights, but it does have its own look, so I really like that about this G70. On the hood, they're going to be very nice sharp lines, and they could be seen very easily with this gray color. This color just looks honestly amazing. Of course, everything in the headlights are LED. Those two strips are going to be the daytime running light, but when you activate the turn signal indicators, the daytime running lights will turn off, and the turn signal indicators will replace the location of those daytime running lights. And here is the grille. Looks good. I really like the design of the grille, and the surrounding of the grille is going to be finished in blacked out chrome. Here is the sensor for the safety features. It does have a front-facing camera, and by the way, it does have the 360 view. Genesis logo is going to be all the way right here. It does look good. And in the bottom, the vents on the sides are not functional. The center vent is going to be functional, and this G70 has parking sensors, but does have a functional side vent. Most of the cars nowadays, they do have that side functional vent. But overall, guys, I really like the design of this G70. But let's go and move to the side of this G70, and I'll go and show you how it looks like from the side. Here is a side view of this G70, and honestly, with this facelift, it looks like this G70 was completely redesigned, but this is just a facelift. So Genesis did a great job with the facelift of this G70. This color looks amazing. It is the Melbourne Gray. It is like a matte gray color. There's going to be a sharp line right on top of the door handles that is nice and sharp, and there's going to be a sharp line in the bottom. And overall, I think the side view looks very good. There's going to be a blacked out chrome around the window sills, and on the mirrors there are going to be a blind spot monitoring system, a camera for the 360 camera, and a turn signal indicator. And in the bottom there's going to be a vent that looks very good. Only the bottom portion of that vent is functional, the top portion is fake, but I think this vent looks much better prior to the facelift. For the rims, they have a really nice look to them. I really like what Genesis did with the rims on this G70. They look much better than the GV80 and the G80. But anyways, for the rim size, the front rims are going to be 255 40/19. The back is going to be 255 35/19, and it does have brembo brakes. I think the front are 4 pistons and the back is 2. And by the way, it does have a sunroof. It's a good size sunroof, and it does go on top of the car, and it looks very good when it's open. And on the trunk looks very good. It does have a very aggressive look to it. It almost has like a spoiler, but it has like a built-in spoiler to it. But let's go ahead and move to the back of this G70, and I'll go and show you how it looks like from the back. For the back of the G70, it does look very good. I think Genesis did a great job with the facelift. The front, the back, everything looks good, even the rims. Here is the trunk. It does have a very aggressive look to it. As I said, it does have almost like a built-in spoiler to it. And with this color, you could see all the lines on this G70. Tail lights mimic the front. They do have that separate design or dual design. Everything is LED and they look amazing when they're on. G70 badge is going to be all the way to the left. Genesis is going to be written in the back. There's going to be a 3.3 turbocharged badge here in the back to tell you that this is the V6. And next to it is going to be an all-wheel drive badge. Sensors in the bottom. And there are going to be some reflectors right here. And I really like this design right here on the side. And for the exhaust tips are not connected to the exhaust pipe. They do have that oval design to them. And they are finished in chrome. And by the way, for the exhaust pipe, they do have valves in them, so when you put it in Sport or Sport Plus, the valves open up. And for the diffuser, it does have a really nice diffuser, but it's very hard to be seen when you're standing, so you kind of have to go down a little bit to be able to see the diffuser. And the reverse lights are going to be in the bottom. They are LED. Here is a key. Feels nice and solid. It does look good, but it's a little bit on the bigger side. It does have 6 buttons on it: lock, unlock, trunk release. It does have a button to basically turn on the lights, and it does have a remote start button, panic button. But let's go ahead and turn on this 3.3. And this thing sounds really, really good. To open the trunk, there are going to be 3 different ways. There's one on the key, there is a button right there, and there is a button inside. Let me go ahead and show you that button on the trunk. Here is that button, and by the way, here is the backup camera. The trunk is spring loaded. It's not an automatic trunk, so you cannot basically close it, but it does open up very quick. Inside there is a good amount of space, but the floor itself is a little bit on the higher side, but it's nice and deep. A little bit of storage place right here on the left, and a little bit more storage place right here on the right. And underneath, let me go ahead and show you what's underneath. There's going to be a spare tire with the jack and the jack tools. A little bit of storage place around the spare tire if you want to store something. For the door handle, it does have a sensor right behind it. That's how you unlock the car. And to lock it, just go ahead and tap on this button right here. It's basically a sensor that is located outside. And by the way, the mirrors do fold in and fold out when you unlock and lock the car. Here is a front door panel. It does look very good. It has a really nice design to it. This top portion right here is that synthetic rubber material. Door handle feels a little bit on the lighter side, but it feels nice and solid. I really like this alligator looking trim. Memory seats that have a tweeter right here, another tweeter right here, and a speaker all the way in the bottom. And by the way, it does have the Lexicon sound system. It does have 15 speakers in this G70. I really like this brushed aluminum trim, and this design looks very good. It does have that diamond looking design. This is finished in red, and it is nice and padded. The armrest is a little bit on the harder side. I really wish it was a little bit soft, but it's okay. Mirror controls, door locks, window switches, everything looks good, and it has a really nice sound to it. And all the way in the bottom, this is finished in plastic, which is expected. Reflector in the bottom, and a little bit of storage place in the bottom of this door. Driver's seat looks very good. It does have that diamond design to it, and it does have some black piping. Seats are nice and comfortable, but I really wish they were a little bit more comfortable. It does have a little bit of chrome right here, right underneath the headrest, and it does have, of course, power seats, lumbar support. It does have thigh extension. Alright, so here is the interior of this 2022 G70. It looks very good, but it does look very similar to the 2021, basically prior to the facelift. But that screen right here is brand new for 2022. Here is the steering wheel. It looks very good. It is wrapped in leather, of course. Leather feels nice and smooth, and I really like the 10 and 2 grip They are very nice and thick, and it does have some red stitching on the steering wheel. All the way to the left, there are going to be a few buttons. You will have the volume controls, voice command, favorite button, phone controls, and all the way to the right, there's going to be a button right here to toggle through a few menus in that center display. And it does have the cruise controls right here, the steering assist, the adaptive cruise control, and here is a button to turn on basically all the functions. Basically it just turns on the system. It does have some paddle shifters. They feel very nice and solid. They have a really nice feel to them. They don't feel cheap at all. All the way to the left are going to be the headlight controls with the turn signal controls, and to the right is going to be the wiper controls. Gauges look very good, but for $55,000, I think that this should have been a digital screen, but I think the gauges look very good. All the way to the left, there are going to be 3 buttons right here: brightness control, a button to open the door, and a button to open the trunk. And by the way, it does have heads-up display. So as I said, for the screen, it's a 10.25-inch screen. It looks very good, and the system itself is nice and responsive. It does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And here is the backup camera. 360 camera looks very good, and the backup camera looks amazing. And you could change the angles if you want to. There is a down view of the back, normal backup camera. It does have an angle to be able to see the back rims. And for the 360 camera, you could actually zoom in and zoom out. Not a lot of companies or car companies give you the option to actually zoom in and out of the 360 camera. But overall, the camera system is very good in this G70. System itself is nice and responsive. And by the way, here is the navigation. Looks very good. Coming down, there are going to be the AC vents, the engine start stop, good amount of gloss black and brushed aluminum. Here is the emergency light button, and I love the fact that it flashes when it's activated. And it does have a volume knob, a tune knob, a few buttons right here, basically some shortcuts if you want to go to map. That will take you straight to the map, so that's nice. It does have heated steering wheel. It does have 2 stages of heated steering wheel, which is nice. It does have cold seats and heated seats, 3 stages each. Climate controls are very easy to use. Everything gets displayed on the screen. And here is the heated seats for the passenger, cold seats for the passenger, AC button. It does have sync, and it does have an auto function. Here is the front and rear, and overall everything looks good. It does have a wireless phone charger, 12 volt and USB are going to be inside. And here is the shifter that will control the 8-speed automatic transmission. Very easy to use. There is a button on the side. Just go ahead and click on it. Move it to the back for drive. Move it to the front for reverse. And this is the park button. And I really like this trim that was on the door. Drive mode. It does have 4 drive modes. Actually, it does have 5 with custom. So it does have Eco, Comfort, Sport, Sport Plus, and Custom. And traction control is going to be right here. Parking sensor button, brake hold, and it does have a button basically that will turn on the backup camera. It does have the e-brake, 2 cup holders. They look very good, and I really like the design of the cup holders. And I really like this red leather right here. So basically it goes around and it comes down here. So here is the armrest. It's a little bit on the harder side. It does have some gray stitching right here on the side. Inside there is a good amount of storage place. I really wish it was a tiny bit bigger, but it's no big deal. There's going to be 1 USB inside. Here is a rear view mirror. It does look very big, very bulky, and I really don't like the design of it. I really wish it was frameless. There's going to be a few buttons on it. Garage controls, SOS. And up here, there are going to be a few buttons as well. The lights. And there is a button to turn on basically all the lights in this G70. This button will basically deactivate the lights from turning on when the doors are open. And it does have a switch to open the sunroof. And here is the glasses holder. And let me go ahead and open the sunroof for you guys. It is a big size sunroof. It's not like a standard size sunroof. Let's see if it opens more. So that's the max it opens, but I really like the way how it looks like from the outside. And here is the visor. It is finished in the same material as the headliner, and I forgot to actually mention the headliner. It is finished in that suede or that Alcantara material. It does look very good, and it's nice and soft. There's going to be a light right there, and it does have a mirror, and it is an LED light. Here is a back door. Back door is the same as the front. The stop portion right here is nice and soft. The armrest is the same as the front. It does have more of that trim. Brushed aluminum right here in the back, and same design as the front. The armrest is the same as the front. I really wish it was a tiny bit softer. Window switch feels nice and solid, just like the front. It is automatic up and down. Plastic in the bottom, reflector in the bottom, and a tiny bit of storage place. I really wish it was a tiny bit bigger than that. Here is the back of this G70. Headroom is not too bad, but the legroom is really bad in this G70. It's very tight back here. Inside, there's going to be an armrest. The armrest is nice and soft. Cup holders look very good, and I really like the design of the cup holders. AC vents here in the back, one USB in the bottom. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review of this 2022 G70. I would like to thank Faraz and Key Hyundai in Milford for providing me this G70. I'm going to go ahead and put the information and link in the bottom of this video. And if you guys would like to see more videos like this, please subscribe because it does help a lot. And as always, I'll see you next time.